ready for some Miami Heat basketball with Deron Butler on Kendall Sports Network.
And good Tuesday evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Deron Butler, welcoming you to another edition of Heat Zone Live. And tonight, the Miami Heat are back home after a rough road trip that yielded with 3 losses and a postponed game in Chicago. Now the Heat are back for a 3-game homestand, as their first opponents are the Phoenix Suns. This team is trending in defense, with first in steals, second in points off turnovers, and third in forced turnovers, led by none other than Devin Booker. The Miami Heat right now, they have been in a slump. They've been losing 3 consecutive games right now, and this team has not looked good on paper. Even more so, this team still remains 7th in the Eastern Conference. And with the trade deadlines coming soon, there have been rumors about Ja Morant coming to South Beach. Right now, the Heat needs to shake things up, and nothing has been going well for them. Well, right now they got Norman Powell. He'll be starting in tonight's game, which is a plus. But the Heat also need more production. It has to come somewhere. It has to come somewhere. Whether it's a bench, whether it's at least 2 or 3 players to lead by example, it has to come somewhere. And I'll give my 3 keys for tonight's game. Key number 1, get everyone involved. Offense, defense, passing, rebounding. We need to get everybody involved no matter what. The spark that was once there for Miami from the beginning of the season is no longer there. And the Heat needs to find that rhythm again. They need to find that edge again. Because right now they don't look like the same team as they were a few months ago. Key number 2 is getting themselves in a consistent rhythm. Again, this goes back to key number 1. The Heat, they look way too lackadaisical. They don't know whether they're coming or going on both ends of the floor. They're not putting in their best effort, especially Bam Adebayo. Bam Adebayo's offense is non-existent, and that's very jarring to talk about, because you would think that Bam Adebayo would have at least a few double-doubles in his bag, even in defeat for the Heat. Bam Adebayo, this has to be his game where he reasserts himself. If not, then I don't know what's going to happen with him. And third and finally, we need to see the bench step up and prove that they can provide the lift. Jaime Jaquez Jr., Pelle Larsson, Nikola Jovic, and let's give some extra minutes to Kel'el Ware. The Heat's bench needs to come alive as well. Again, the whole team needs to do better. If not, then everyone's going to be looking at the Miami Heat as a bunch of frauds, that they're mid, that they cannot hang among the top of the East, let alone the entire league. So those are my 3 keys for tonight's game. We have the national anthem playing right now. We will have the starting lineups introduced and opening tip-off. And we will be back for more Heat action. And we are back. Here are the starting lineups for the Phoenix Suns. We have Tyus Jones, Devin Booker. We have Colin Gillespie, Devin Booker, Royce O'Neal, Dillon Brooks, and rookie Mark Williams. And our starting lineup for the Miami Heat include Tyler Hero, Andrew Wiggins, Norman Powell, Davion Mitchell, and Bam Adebayo. So that's your starting lineup for the Miami Heat. Right now, players are still warming up. They're looking over a few plays, a few strategies. Hopefully the Miami Heat can get something going on, because the wins have been drying up, and their last win was on their home floor against New Orleans Pelicans. Let that sink in. The New Orleans Pelicans was the last Heat win on their home floor. Alright, so Davion Mitchell, Tyler Hero, Norman Powell, Andrew Wiggins, and Bam Adebayo. That is your starting lineup for the Miami Heat. Alright, so the Suns are in the white, the Heat are in the red. We are getting ourselves ready for opening tip-off. The Suns win the tip, and we are ready to begin this game. Royce O'Neal has the ball, being guarded by Tyler Hero. Gives it to Devin Booker. Booker kicks it out to Dillon Brooks. Brooks guarded by Norman Powell. Dillon Brooks backing him down, almost loses the ball. Ball goes out of bounds, last touch by Miami. Alright, Devin Booker has the ball, being guarded by Bam. Royce O'Neal goes for three. And that's going to be over and back. So that'll be Heat ball. Alright, here comes Davion Mitchell, being guarded by Colin Gillespie. Here comes Andrew Wiggins. He gives it to Bam. Here comes Bam. Bam backing him down. Goes for the fadeaway. And he gets it. And the Heat are on the board first. Right, here comes Devin Booker. And he answers it back with a basket of his own. And the Suns are on the board. Tyler Hero with a spin. Passes it out to Bam for three. And Bam Adebayo. Where has that three been all this time? Three for Miami. And the Heat go up by three. Here comes Royce O'Neal backing him down. They give it back to Devin Booker. Booker guarded by Hero. Here comes Colin Gillespie for three. And the Suns tied up at 5. Here comes Tyler Hero. Gives it to Bam. To Davion Mitchell. Mitchell guarded by Colin Gillespie. Here comes Tyler Hero. He gets fouled. Basket will not count, but Tyler Hero should be going to the line for 2 free throws. That was an illegal foul on Devin Booker. Alright, so Heat will have it side out instead. Here comes Tyler Hero, guarded by Dillon Brooks. Tyler Hero gets hit. And that's going to be a goaltend on Phoenix. So 2 points awarded to Miami. Alright, and here comes Devin Booker. Booker guarded by Wiggins. Now guarded by Powell. Here comes Devin Booker. Almost lost the ball. And he manages to get the basket. They're all tied at 7. Alright, here comes Bam. Pushes up ahead. Tyler Hero, corner 3. Rims off. Here comes the Suns. Colin Gillespie gets the rebound. Being guarded by Davion Mitchell. Devin Booker now has it. Being guarded by Bam. There's a 3. Misses it. Rebound by Davion Mitchell. Here comes Tyler Hero now. That's a corner 3 from Andrew Wiggins. Nope. Another rebound for Phoenix. And Royce O'Neal misses that layup. And here comes Miami. Tyler Hero kicks it out to Norman Powell. Misses the 3, but Andrew Wiggins put that. And he goes by 2. Alright, here comes Devin Booker. Booker driving it in. Gives it to Royce O'Neal for the solid play. And the Suns tie the game at 9. Here comes Tyler Hero. Tyler Hero driving in. And he gets the basket. It's back and forth we go for this game. As the Heat lead by 2. Alright, here comes Devin Booker. Booker loses the ball, and here comes Davion Mitchell. Gives it to Tyler Hero. To Andrew Wiggins. And the Heat go up by 4. Alright, here comes Royce O'Neal. Bringing it up to the floor for Phoenix. Guarded by Tyler Hero. Gives it to Devin Booker. Booker kicks it out to Dillon Brooks. Dillon Brooks misses the basket. Rebound by Miami. Here comes Tyler Hero with the spin. Being guarded by Dillon Brooks. And that's going to be a foul on Phoenix. Nice heads up. Nice behind the back steal by Andrew Wiggins. Leading to that solid play from Miami. Wiggins inbounds the ball to Bam. Bam being guarded by Williams. Gives it to Tyler Hero. Here comes Tyler Hero. Hero swings it out to Powell for 3. And it rims out. Rebound by Phoenix. Here comes Royce O'Neal. Gives it to Devin Booker. Almost. And ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Miami. Phoenix inbounds the ball, but there's a foul on the play. Foul's going to be on Miami. Alright, Devin Booker's at the line for Phoenix. He knocks down the first. And he makes a second, so we have ourselves a 2-point game. Alright, here comes Davion Mitchell, pushing it up to the floor. Gives it to Bam. Here comes Bam. The fadeaway, and he gets it. And the Heat go up by 4. Bam all of a sudden starting to find his offense right now. There's Royce O'Neal. Gives it to Booker. Booker kicks it out to Gillespie. And that's going to be another foul on. That's going to be a foul on Phoenix, but we got ourselves a timeout. The Heat right now are on a roll, but they lead 15-11 against Phoenix. We'll be back with more Heat action. And we are back. Score is 15-11. So far, right now, Bam Adebayo has been finding his offense after 3 abysmal games where it seemed like he couldn't get anything going other than rebounds. In his last 7 games, he averaged 11.1 points per game and shot 37% from the field. Right now, he has 7 points in this game, and so far his offense looks to be renewed. Here comes Devin Booker. Booker is triple teamed. He kicks it out to Dillon Brooks. That's a missed 3. Rebound by Wiggins. Here comes Tyler Hero. Hero pushes it out. Back to Jaime Jaquez, who's now in the game for Miami. Finds Bam. There's Hero. Open 3. And Tyler Superhero knocks down the 3 for Miami. Hero now with 7 points, shooting 50% from 3-point land. Here comes Devin Booker. Booker with the fadeaway. Misses it. Rebound by Norman Powell. Here comes Norman Powell. That's a long missed 3. Rebound by Phoenix. Here comes Dillon Brooks. Guarded by Jaquez. And Dillon Brooks gets the layup. The Suns trail by 5 in this game. Here comes Jaquez. Jaquez gets Bam. Bam to Hero. Here comes Tyler Hero. Alright, Miami swinging the ball around. They give it to Bam. Corner 3. And Bam Adebayo. How do you do for that corner 3? And the Heat go up by 8. Bam right now with 10 points. Going 2 for 2 from 3-point land. And there's a rebound by Bam. Alright. Bam pushing up to the floor. Guarded by Mark Williams. Bam missing that basket, and here comes Phoenix. Here comes Dillon Brooks. Guarded by Hero. Dillon Brooks for the fadeaway, and he gets it. Was looking for the foul, but doesn't get it either. The Suns trail by 6 in this game. Alright, here comes Bam. Loses the ball, and here comes Phoenix. Dillon Brooks guarded by Wiggins. That's a fadeaway 3. Misses it. Rebound by Brooks. Another missed 3. And rebound by Bam. Here comes Norman Powell. Driving to the lane, and he gets the layup. The Heat go up by 8. Here comes Grayson Allen for the Suns. Pushes up the ball. Gives it to Booker. I think that's going to be another foul on Miami. All right, now Bam and Tyler Hero have taking a breather. Kelly Ware is now in the game. And so is Pelle Larsson. Here comes Devin Booker. Gets blocked by Jaquez. Rebound by Kelly Ware, and he gives it to Wiggins to push it up to the floor. Wiggins kicks it out to Jaquez for the corner 3. Jaquez misses it. Rebound by Phoenix. Here comes Devin Booker. Loses the ball, but he gets fouled. Looks like that foul's going to be on Norman Powell. That was a nice block from Jaquez. Devin Booker thought he got fouled in that last exchange. And Andrew Wiggins will come out of the game. All right, Phoenix will have his side out. Ball is knocked loose by Miami, but it'll still be Phoenix ball. Nikola Jovic is now in the game for Miami. Nice block, Kelly Ware, and here comes Jaime Jaquez Jr. Gives it to Norman Powell for the pull-up three. Rims out. Rebound by Kelly Ware. Gives it to Hawkins. Here comes Hawkins. Drives into the lane and he gets it. And that's going to prompt another Phoenix Suns timeout. Miami now is starting to feel their offense coming back to them. But let's hope they can keep that momentum going right now. The Heat lead 25-15. And we are back. Score is 25-15 Miami. The Heat right now looking like they found their offense. But let's see if they can continue this momentum. Knowing the Miami Heat, they're hot 1 minute and the next, they're cold for a long stretch. Alright, here we go. Phoenix has the ball. Grayson Allen's pushing up ahead. Grayson Allen being guarded by Jaime Jaquez. Alright, they give it to Devin Booker. Booker gets fouled and he will go to the line for 2 free throws. I think that one's gonna be on Pelle Larsson. So it's 2 more free throws for Devin Booker. Booker makes the first. And Booker makes both free throws. So the Suns trail by 8. Alright, here comes Nikola Jovic. Jovic pushing up ahead. Loses the ball. Devin Booker has it. Here comes the Suns now. Grayson Allen being guarded by Jovic. Give it to Devin Booker. Back to Grayson Allen. 3 on the way. And Grayson Allen knocks it down. So it's a 5-point game for Miami. Alright, here comes Nikola Jovic. Gives it to Norman Powell. Here comes Powell. And Kelly Ware with the easy dunk. The Heat go up by 7. They need to get Kelly Ware more involved in this game. Devin Booker gets the rebound. Being guarded by Pelle Larsson. The fadeaway. Misses the rebound. Grayson Allen, uncontested three. And that one goes in. And we now have ourselves a 4-point game. Miami is shooting 30% from behind the arc, while Phoenix has gone 1 for 6. The Heat are swinging the ball around. Jaime Jaquez Jr. missing that three. And here come the Suns now. Another contested three for the Suns. That one rims out. Rebound by Jaquez. Here come the Heat. Looking to push it up ahead, and they do. Jaime Jaquez Jr. recovers the basket. The Heat go up by 6. All right, here comes Phoenix now. Devin Booker, pull-up jumper, misses it. Rebound by Nikola Jovic. Jovic now gives it to Jaquez. Jaquez out to Kelly Ware, corner 3, and Kelly Superboy Ware 3 from Miami. Love that for him as the Heat go up by 9. All right, here comes Devin Booker, guarded by Pelle Larsson. Grayson Allen, another 3, and he misses it. Rebound by Norman Powell. Here comes Powell, driving into the lane, and he gets it. The Heat now go up by 11 in this game. Here comes Grayson Allen, and he knocks down the pull-up jumper. Phoenix trails by 9 in this one. And here comes Jaime Jaquez, being guarded by, not sure who that is. Excuse me. And Jaime Jaquez Jr. again for Miami. The Heat go up by 11 in this one. And here comes Grayson Allen, being guarded by Jaquez. Kicks it out to Booker. Back to Allen for 3. And Grayson Allen cannot be stopped on offense. Right now he has 11 points off the bench. And Jaquez throws it up. And that will end the first quarter. Miami's offense has lit it up so far. But Phoenix are no slouches either. So far, this has been a good game so far. A good game between two teams. Miami is leading 36-28. And we'll be back for the second quarter. Right. And we are back. Score is 38. Yeah, score is 38-26 Miami. The Heat's offense looks like they're back on track. Well, let's see how they can hold up for the rest of this game. Alright, the second quarter begins. Miami has the ball. Davion Mitchell gives it to Pelle Larsson. And it's broken up by Phoenix. 36-28 Miami. Here comes Grayson Allen. And Grayson Allen continues to be on fire for Phoenix, as the Suns now trail by 6. And there's Jaime Jaquez Jr. with the basket in return. All right, here comes Colin Gillespie. Gillespie kicks it out to Grayson Allen. Uncontested 3 again. Grayson Allen misses it. Rebound by Pelle Larsson, and here comes Miami. Here comes Davion Mitchell. Finds Larsson. Finds Kel'el Ware. Kel'el misses the basket. Rebound by Jaquez. Finds Jovic. I think that's going to be a foul on Phoenix. So this could be, yes, 2 free throws for Nikola Jovic. Jovic misses the first. And we have some substitutions for the Phoenix Suns. And Jovic goes 1 of 2 from the line. All right, here comes Grayson Allen for Phoenix. Allen being guarded by Kel'el Ware. That's an uncontested 3. And another miss for Grayson Allen. Here comes, Davion Mitchell. Yeah, finds Jaquez, and he gets the uncontested dunk. Miami right now are rolling as they lead 41-30. Here comes Grayson Allen. Allen finds Goodwin. Goodwin kicks it out. He has the ball back. And there's Goodwin with the reverse layup. The Suns trail by 9 in this game. Nikola Jovic loses the ball, and that's going to be... I think that might be Suns ball. Grayson Allen will come out of the game for Phoenix. And Nikola Jovic will come out of the game for Miami. All right, so it will be Heat ball. Davion Mitchell has it. Kel'el Ware sets the pick. Here comes Davion. And Davion Mitchell knocks it down. Score. The Heat go up by 11 in this one. Here comes Phoenix. Almost had an interception. There's a rebound by Miami. Here comes Pelle Larsson. Finds Tyler Hero. Tyler Hero gets fouled. And he will go to the line for 2 free throws. Alright, that last foul was on Ryan Dunn for the Phoenix Suns. He played 2 seasons at the University of Virginia. Hero makes the first. And Andrew Wiggins will come in the game for Miami. He replaces Jaime Jaquez Jr. And Hero goes 1 of 2 from the line. Here come the Suns. Here comes Goodwin. Finds Gillespie for three. It's a miss. Rebound by Kel'el Ware. Ware gives it to Hero. Hero gives it to Mitchell. Here comes Davion Mitchell. And he gets the basket. Right now, the Heat's offense are rolling right now. Score is 46-32. And that's going to be an offensive foul on Phoenix. Illegal screen. All right, here comes Davion Mitchell. Mitchell kicks it out to Tyler Hero. Here goes Tyler Hero. And he manages to get the basket. And that'll be a timeout for Phoenix. Miami right now are rolling and they are looking good so far. Tyler Hero, Kel'el Ware, Jaime Jaquez Jr., Nikola Jovic, and the rest of the Heat are looking very good. The Heat lead 48-32, and we'll be back for more Heat action. And we are back. The score is 48-32 Miami. The Heat's offense so far looking very good. And the Heat's bench have come to play in this game, as well as the Heat themselves. But don't knock out the Suns just yet. Grayson Allen's been hitting all kinds of baskets. Devin Booker is locked in with his Mamba mentality. And you never know what's going to happen between now and the final buzzer. Alright, so Tyler Hero is back in the game for Miami. Alright, here comes Phoenix, bringing up the ball. Dylan Brooks is also in the game for Phoenix. Rebound by Davion Mitchell. Mitchell gives it to Kel'el Ware. Davion Mitchell passes it out. Here comes Fella Larson. Back to Wiggins. Wiggins a three. Rims out. And that's going to be last touch by Miami, so it'll be Suns ball. All right, and here comes the Phoenix Suns right now. Goodwin being guarded by Wiggins. Here comes Phoenix again. Colin Gillespie gets fouled and he will go to the line for 2 free throws. Alright, Gillespie makes the first free throw, and here comes Bam back in the game, replacing Kel'el Ware. And Gillespie makes both free throws. So right now it's a 14-point game for Miami. Davion Mitchell passes it out to Larson. To Wiggins. Wiggins. Misses the basket. And here comes Dylan Brooks. Brooks being guarded by Pelle Larsson. Almost got the ball stolen, but now it's broken up by Tyler Hero. Looks like there must have been another foul on Phoenix. Yeah, that pass got broken up by Tyler Hero. Goodwin and Gillespie will come out of the game for Phoenix. Devin Booker is back in. Here comes Bam. And Bam gets the basket. Right now the Heat lead by 16 in this game. Bam Adebayo right now with 12 points, going 5 for 6 from the field. Here comes Devin Booker. Booker being guarded by Mitchell and now Hawkes. Devin Booker is fouled and he will go to the line for 2 free throws. That foul was on Jaime Jaquez Jr. Bam Adebayo finding his confidence back on the offensive end again after those horrible 3 games. All right, here comes Devin Booker. Kicks it out to Grayson Allen. Back to Booker. Booker. Back to O'Neal. To Dylan Brooks for corner 3. Rebound by Mark Williams, and he gets the basket. It's now a 14-point game. Here comes Tyler Hero. Hero gets fouled, and he will go to the line for 2 free throws. That's going to be on Royce O'Neal. Alright, Hero now at the line for Miami. Hero makes the first. And Hero makes both free throws. And here comes Devin Booker, being guarded by Bam. Rebound by Jaime Jaquez Jr. Pass is broken up by Phoenix, but it's going to go out of bounds. It will be Heat ball. Here comes Davion Mitchell, gives it to Tyler Hero. Hero out to Wiggins. Wiggins missing that one. Rebound by Bam. Bam gets fouled and will go to the line for 2 free throws. Foul was on Mark Williams. Alright, Bam at the line. He makes the first. Bam right now with 13 points, 2 rebounds, shooting 5 for 6 from the field. And Bam makes both free throws. So it's now an 18-point game for Miami. And here comes Grayson Allen. Kicks it out to Devin Booker. Booker guarded by Wiggins. Gives it to Royce O'Neal. Back to Booker. Here comes Booker. Finds Dillon Brooks for the corner 3. And he knocks it down. And right now it's a 15-point game for Miami. Here comes Wiggins. Wiggins missing that basket. And it's rebounded by Mark Williams. The Suns right now looking to get back into this game. Dillon Brooks guarded by Bam. And he managed to get the basket. Right now it's a 13-point game for Miami. Here comes Hawkes. Rebound by Andrew Wiggins. Nope, loses the ball. And here comes the Suns again. Here comes Dillon Brooks. Gets fouled. And Brooks will go to the line for 2 free throws. Dillon Brooks right now has 9 points, 2 rebounds, shooting 4 from 9 from the field. Brooks makes the first. And Norman Powell is re-entering the game for Miami. He replaces Jaime Jaquez Jr. And Brooks goes 1 of 2 from the line. And here comes Bam. Bam gives it to Davion Mitchell. Davion Mitchell looking to get into the lane. Finds Norman Powell, the 3. And go Norman Powell Ranger. That's a 3 from Miami. The Heat lead by 15 in this one. Norman Powell right now making 20%. Ooh. And Dillon Brooks will go to the line for the and 1, and he's already talking trash. What a way to get to the basket by Brooks. Contested against Bam. And then sparking back up to talk trash. And Brooks will make the and 1. So right now it's a 12-point game. Here comes Mitchell with a crossover. Finds Bam. Norman Powell for the 3. Go Norman Powell Ranger. Another 3 for Miami. The Heat go up by 15. Here comes Devin Booker. And he flies through for the basket and will get the and 1 opportunity. Devin Booker right now with 10 points in this game. Going 3 for 9 for the field. And Booker makes the and 1 opportunity. So it's now a 12-point game. Here comes Davion Mitchell. Mitchell driving up. He misses the basket. Rebound by Mitchell. Kicks it out to Hero. Here comes Tyler Hero. Finds Mitchell. Finds Wiggins. Here comes Norman Powell. Out to Bam. Wiggins. Hero. Basket. Good. And the Heat go up by 14. Tyler Hero now with 14 points, going 5 for 6 from the field. Comes Brooks. Dylan Brooks knocks it down with ease. It is now a 12-point game. Davion Mitchell gives it to Tyler Hero. Comes Hero. Out to Davion for 3. And good night, off night, Davion Mitchell 3 from Miami as the Heat go up by 15. And here comes Dylan Brooks. Finds Mark Williams. Back to Brooks again for 3. That's an air ball, and that's going to be Heat ball. Here comes Tyler Larson. Finds Davion Mitchell. That's a missed me. Tyler Hero almost had the rebound, but it's recovered by Devin Booker. Booker finds Dylan Brooks. Ball's knocked loose, and it's recovered by Miami. Here comes the Heat now. Davion Mitchell finding Bam. Ball's knocked loose by Phoenix, and it's going to be Heat ball. And we're going to have ourselves a timeout. Phoenix and Miami are trading buckets, but right now the Heat have the momentum on their side as they lead 65-50. And we are back. Score is 65-50 Miami. The Heat's offense still on a roll. Still looking great right now. But we have 2 free throws at the line for the Heat. I'm sorry. The Heat will have the ball side out. And Bam has the ball. Gives it to Hero. Tyler Hero. Hero throws it up, recovers the ball, and Bam's there for the putback. So the Heat now leads by 17 in this game. Bam now with 16 points, going 6 for 8 from the field. And Davion Mitchell strips the ball loose, recovers it, but Mark Williams is there to recover and get the Suns back their basket. It's now a 15-point game for Miami. Here comes Tyler Hero. To Davion Mitchell. To Norman Powell. Here comes Powell. Driving to the lane. Gets blocked, and that's going to be a goaltend. Another goaltend for Phoenix, and that's going to be 2 points awarded for Miami. All right, here comes Devin Booker. Booker driving into the lane. And he gets fouled again, so he will go to the line for 2 more free throws. That foul could be on Davion Mitchell. Yeah, it is on Davion Mitchell. Alright, the referee is going to review if this is a flagrant foul. Because it seemed like Davion Mitchell was right in Devin Booker's airspace. So I think this one's going to be a flagrant foul on Miami. Yep. Davion Mitchell from that vantage point, Davion Mitchell was very close within Devin Booker's airspace. Yeah, that is for sure a flagrant foul on Davion Mitchell. Alright, so it's going to be a looks like it's going to be a flagrant foul on Davion Mitchell. That is the referee's decision. Or I should say the referee's ruling. So Devin Booker already at the line. I'm sorry, it's not a flagrant foul, it's just a common foul. So 2 free throws for Devin Booker. Booker makes the first. And Booker makes both free throws. Alright, here comes Hawkins. Hawkins being guarded by Booker. Gives it to Hero. Hero being guarded by Gillespie. Hero now being guarded by Booker. Bam sending the screen. Hero for 3. That rims out. And it's going to be Phoenix ball. It's still a 15-point lead for Miami. Right, here come the Suns. Devin Booker being guarded by Pelle Larsson, and now Hero. Booker finds Brooks for the corner 3. Rims out, rebound by Tyler Hero. Hero gives it to Norman Powell. That's going to be a foul, and almost an M1 for Norman Powell. Right now, the Heat are shooting 36% from three-point land. The Suns, so far, they've been shooting 25% from behind the arc. Let's see if that was a I think Norman Powell is going to be shooting 3 free throws. All right, Norman Powell at the line. He makes the first. Powell makes the second. And here comes Drew Smith entering the game for Miami. Our first time seeing him in this one. He replaces Jaime Jaquez Jr. And Powell goes 2 of 3 from the line. All right, here comes Dylan Brooks now has the ball. Being guarded by Norman Powell. Dylan Brooks driving into the lane. And he misses that basket. Rebound by Drew Smith. Smith gives it to Norman Powell. The Hero. Tyler Hero now. Drew Smith setting the screen. Now Bam setting the screen. Tyler Hero doing a lot of dribbling. Driving into the lane. Kicks it out to Bam for the... No, that's going to be a traveling violation on Miami. Tyler Hero was doing way too much with the basket. He was doing way too much with the ball. Too much dribbling. And Phoenix right now will bring in Royce O'Neal and Grayson Allen. Phoenix will have it side out. And they give it to Booker. Booker gives it to Allen. Here comes Grayson Allen. Loses the ball. And that's going to go out of bounds on Miami, so it'll be Phoenix ball. And Dylan Brooks missing that basket, and that will end the second quarter. Miami's offense starting to look like their old selves right now, but we know how hot and cold the Heat's offense have been as of late. Right now, Miami's been rolling, and they lead 71-54. So this whole first half was the Heat reestablishing their offense again, trying to get back that rhythm that they had earlier in the season. Right now they look good. Right now they look good. So that's all we can ask for with the Heat. So right now it's halftime. If you have any questions or comments regarding Miami Heat basketball or trade rumors or even the NBA itself, feel free to leave a question or comment, and I'll be there to answer it for you. Right now, it's halftime. We got 15 minutes of a break, and we'll be back for the third quarter. And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. Right now, the third quarter is on the way. As the Heat now lead 74-54. Tyler Hero right now with 17 points, shooting 50% from three-point land. And here comes Devin Booker. Booker kicks it out to Royce O'Neal. Long three, and that goes down. Royce O'Neal getting himself on the board. And Bam missing that corner three. Here comes Devin Booker. Driving into the lane. Gets his own rebound. But Miami's there to stop the putback. Here comes Davion Mitchell. Finding Bam. Back out to Davion. Here comes Davion Mitchell. Finds Andrew Wiggins. Misses that long three. And here comes Dylan Brooks. Dylan Brooks for three. And that rims out. As it goes out of bounds, and it will be Heat ball. And here comes Tyler Hero. Loses the ball. Knocked loose by Phoenix, and it will be Heat ball. And here comes Norman Powell. Kicks it. Nope. Stolen away by Phoenix. Here comes Devin Booker. And he gets the dunk for Phoenix. Wait a second. Looks like it's going to be called a foul. Alright, so right now referees are going to review if this was a transitional foul. So let's see what happens. Right now both teams are having a timeout, and so are we. The Heat are leading 74-57. All right, we are back. So it looks like it was a transitional foul on Phoenix, or on Miami. So it will be Phoenix ball, no free throws. And that's from Mark Williams. And now the Phoenix Suns are now at 59 points. Mark Williams shooting eight points and going 50% from field. And it's Davion Mitchell, the crossover and the basket. Davion Mitchell now with 9 points, shooting 4 for 6 on the field. And Gillespie kicks it out to Dylan Brooks. Going all the way. It's blocked by Bam, but recovered by Mark Williams for the putback. And here comes Davion Mitchell. Mitchell kicks it out to Bam. Bam finds Norman Powell for the pump fake and the reverse layup. So right now the Heat are leading by 17 in this game. Norman Powell with 16 points with 60% shooting on the field. And that's going to be an offensive foul on Devin Booker. It will be Heat ball. Davion Mitchell was the one who took that charge. And that was a very nasty charge at that one. Had his feet set and everything. So we're going to have our timeout. It looks like Davion Mitchell may have injured his shoulder. He's clutching that shoulder right now. So it's 78-61, Miami. And we are back. Score is 78-61 Miami. Apparently Phoenix wanted to challenge that last offensive foul that was called against them. From what I can tell, it seems like Andrew Wiggins got a hold of Booker before he could ever get to the basket. Alright, so it's going to be 2 free throws for Devin Booker. He makes the first, and Davion Mitchell is heading to the back to be evaluated. Apparently, that shoulder injury is still nagging him, so we may not see him for the rest of the game. And Devin Booker makes both free throws, so it's now a 15-point game. Here comes Drew Smith, gives it to Tyler Hero. Tyler Hero kicks it out to Wiggins. Wiggins misses the basket. And here comes the Phoenix Suns. Colin Gillespie now, guarded by Norman Powell. Gives it to Devin Booker. Booker for 3. Nope, he gets fouled. So I think that's going to be either 2 or 3 more free throws for Devin Booker. And there you see the collision. That may have started it. That shoulder injury for Davion Mitchell. Looking back on the replay. Miami has the ball. Tyler Hero, guarded by Devin Booker. Gives it to Bam. Bam being double teamed. Kicks it out to Norman Powell for 3. That's a miss. Rebound by Mark Williams. Here comes Devin Booker. Booker pull up three, and he knocked it down. And now we have a 12-point game. Devin Booker right now with 18 points, shooting 50% from three-point land. Here comes Wiggins. Wiggins loses the ball, and here comes Phoenix Suns again. Mark Williams gets the layup. And it's now a 10-point game, and that will prompt a Heat timeout. The Suns are starting to come back into this one, and Eric Spoelstra does not like what he sees with Miami on both ends of the floor. The Heat have the lead, 78-68. And we are back. Score is 78-68. Miami has the lead. Drew Smith kicks it out to Bam. Bam finds Tyler Hero for three. Rims out, and here comes Phoenix again. Devin Booker has the ball, pushes up in a hurry. Dylan Brooks got the right away, and he gets the basket. So right now it's an 8-point game. Dylan Brooks right now with 17 points, going 7 for 18 from the field. Tyler Hero missing that one, and I think that's going to be a foul on the Suns. This one's going to be on Mark Williams. All right, the Heat will have it side out. They give it to Bam. Bam gives it to Drew Smith. Drew Smith with a spin. Misses the basket, and here come the Suns again. Another pull-up three. And that's a miss. Rebound by Miami. But I think that's also going to be a foul. Let's see what happened here. Yep, that foul's going to be on Bam. Pass is broken up by Andrew Wiggins, so it'll be still Suns ball. Norman Powell is now in the game for the Heat. Here comes Dillon Brooks. Dillon Brooks makes another basket. And the Heat's lead is down to 6. Dillon Brooks right now with 19 points in this game. Going 8 for 19 from the field. And there's another steal. The Suns defense is starting to generate the offense. And there's another basket from Mark Williams. And that's going to prompt another Heat timeout. Erik Spoelstra is livid. And right now the Suns are on a run. As I mentioned before, Phoenix is first in defense, first in steals, second in points off turnovers. And the Suns are starting to come back into this one as the Heat lead 78-74. And we are back. Score is 78-74. Miami. The Phoenix Suns right now on a 16-4 run, led by Devin Booker and Dillon Brooks, each of which have combined for a total of 37 points in this game. And here comes Jaquez. He's back in the game. Kicks it out to Wiggins. Back to Jaquez. Here comes Jaquez. Jaquez out to Powell. Powell gets fouled. And I think that's going to be on Phoenix. I'm not sure. I think that's going to be on Dillon Brooks. All right, Miami will have it side out. Jaime Jaquez Jr. now has the ball. And he gets fouled. So this one's going to be on Colin Gillespie. Miami has yet to respond with a basket in Phoenix run right now. All right, here comes Bam. Gives it to Hero. Jaquez for 3. And that's a miss. Rebound by Mark Williams. Here comes Devin Booker. Out to Royce O'Neal for 3. And that rims out. Rebound by Bam. Bam finds Norman Powell. Finds Hero. Hero streaking up ahead, and he gets the basket. And that puts it into Phoenix's 16-4 run. Tyler Hero now with 19 points, going 7 for 13 from the field. Here comes Devin Booker for 3. That's a miss. Rebound by Norman Powell, and he gives it to Jaquez. Jaquez gives it to Wiggins. Wiggins out to Tyler Hero. Hero for 3. And that rims out. And here comes Suns. Colin Gillespie kicks it out to Royce O'Neal for the uncontested 3. Goes right out of bounds. Last touch by the Heat. The Suns right now are shooting 24% from behind the arc. Miami, only 30. All right, and here comes Devin Booker. He gets fouled and will go to the line for 2 free throws. Foul's going to be on Pelle Larsson. Again, the Heat are without Davion Mitchell, who's being evaluated for a shoulder injury. All right, Devin Booker going to the line for 2 free throws. Devin Booker makes the first. And Devin Booker makes both free throws. So we're back to a 4-point game. Here comes Larson. Larson finds Hawkes. Hero. And Hero gets the runner. It's now a 6-point game for Miami. Tyler Hero now with 21 points, going 8 for 15 from the field. And here comes Booker. Out to Gillespie for the corner 3, and he knocks it down. So we now have a 3-point game. Sorry, that was Grayson Allen with that basket. 16 points for Grayson Allen, going 4 for 7 from 3-point land. All right, Miami swinging the ball around. Norman Powell for 3. That's a miss. Rebound by Mark Williams. Seems like Williams is out-rebounding Bam in this game. Royce O'Neal gives it to Booker. Booker guarded by Hawkes. Booker with the spin, the pump fake, the basket. Rims out. Rebound by Norman Powell. Here comes Tyler Hero. Hero loses the ball, and here come the Phoenix Suns. Devin Booker thought about going for the 3, but instead, no basket for Phoenix. The Heat catching another break, but for how long? Here comes Hawkes flying through. No foul called, and here come the Suns. Dillon Brooks. We almost a minor scuffle right there between Norman Powell and Dillon Brooks. Let's see what happened. Dillon Brooks losing the ball, but then Norman Powell was almost ready to throw hands. Yeah, Dillon Brooks is the kind of person that just loves to aggravate. Dillon Brooks, yeah, he's sort of like a bull in a china shop these days. So it's going to be a technical foul on Dillon Brooks. So Norman Powell will go to the line for 1 technical free throw. And Dillon Brooks makes the technical free throw. So it's now a 4-point lead for Miami. And it's no surprise that Dillon Brooks leads the league in technical fouls with 15, and followed by Draymond Green and Luka Doncic with 9, and teammate Devin Booker with 6. And there's Booker with the jumper. He misses it. Rebound. And it's a tough rebound battle, but it looks like it's going to be Heat ball. All right, Miami pushing up ahead. Finds Larson. And Larson gets the basket. And here we go. Miami has a 6-point lead in this game. Hello, Larson getting himself on the board. And Dillon Brooks is there with the layup. It looks like he was arguing at the ref. Brooks right now with 21 points. And there's Hawkes answering back with a layup of his own. Back up to 6 we go. Here comes Devin Booker. Out to Brooks. Brooks guarded by Kel'el Ware. And Brooks gets the basket over Kel'el Ware. Right now it's been a back and forth game. Hawkes gives it to Norman Powell. Here comes Norman Powell. Out to Kel'el Ware. Out to Hero for the long 3. And that rims out. Here comes Phoenix again. Can they cut the lead down to 1? Devin Booker guarded by Kel'el Ware. And now he's being double teamed. Kicks it out to Grayson Allen for 3. Rims out. Recovered by Devin Booker. Booker finds Brooks for 3, and that bounces off. Here comes Devin Booker with the fadeaway, and he gets the basket. Now we have a 2-point game. The Suns are starting to come back into this one. Miami did have a 20-point lead, but now it's dwindled down to 2. Rebound by Devin Booker. And the pass is broken up by Miami. Here comes Norman Powell for 3. Go, Norman Powell Ranger! Knock down the 3. A much needed 3 to get Miami back into this one. The Heat lead by 5. Here comes Dillon Brooks. Brooks missing that basket, and here comes Hawkins with the rebound. Hawkins to Hero. Alley-oops? No. And there's Dillon Brooks with the uncontested layup. And Devin Booker appears to be hobbling right now. He's limping. Right. See, the collision between him and Pelle Larsson led to some very bad discomfort for Booker, and he's hobbling off the field. He's hobbling off the court right now, being to be evaluated. This one's been an up-tempo yet physical game between these two teams. Hero's getting shoved to the ground. He gets back up. Hawkins being guarded. Kicks it out to Hero. Hero missing that basket. Right, and here comes Gillespie. And Gillespie gets the basket. And it's now a 1-point game. Colin Gillespie now with 7 points, shooting 40% from the field. Here comes Tyler Hero. Tyler Hero driving in. And that one's going to be last touch by the Suns. Phoenix wanted that ball to be back in their possession. Right, Miami has the ball. Blocked by I think it was Royce O'Neal with that block, but no. Jaime Hawkins Jr. will go to the line for 2 free throws. The Heat catch a break right here, as the Suns' defense is starting to heat up. Hawkins knocks down the first. And Nikola Jovic is now entering the game for Miami. He replaces Tyler Hero. And Tyler Hero makes both free throws. I'm sorry. Jaime Hawkins Jr. makes both free throws. Excuse me. Alright, Colin Gillespie being guarded by Drew Smith. Gillespie kicks it out to Grayson Allen. Allen, corner 3. Rims out. And that's going to end. Hold on. Referees are going to review that last basket by Phoenix. And see if he got it off in time. No, it looks like the ball was still in his hands. No, it looks like the ball was still in his hands. Let's see where the buzzer went off. It's close to call. It's definitely close to call right now. So right now, referees are reviewing this one. Right now, still waiting. Right now, still waiting for the referee's decision. Whether the Phoenix basket counted or not. So they did say it counted. So they will go to the line for the and one. And we're all tied up. So at the end of the third quarter, we're tied at 92. Buckle up, ladies and gentlemen. The fourth quarter is gonna be a wild ride. And we are back. We're all tied at 92 as the fourth quarter gets underway. Here comes Grayson Allen. Misses the layup. Rebound by Pelle Larsson. Larsson is it a Hawkass. Here comes Hawkass. Kicks it out to Larsson. Kel'el Ware for three. And Kel'el Superboy Ware. 3 for Miami. Kel'el Ware now with 8 points. With going 2 for 2 from three-point land. And there's Grayson Allen answering back with a 3 of his own. And we're all tied up at 95. Grayson Allen now with 19 points, shooting 50% from three-point land. And here comes Drew Smith. And he gets the nice touch with the basket as the Miami Heat lead by 2. Here comes Grayson Allen. Colin Gillespie, excuse me. There's an uncontested 3. Rebound by Phoenix. Gives it to Grayson Allen. Kicks it out to Gillespie for 3. And that basket will not count. But Grayson Allen wants the challenge. This one's been a back and forth game. And it looks like Drew Smith was in position underneath the basket. So Phoenix will go ahead and challenge this last foul. and we will be back with the results. Miami leads 97-95 in the fourth quarter. All right, we are back. Score is 97-95. The ruling is favored in Phoenix, so that's why they have possession of the ball. Grayson Allen kicks it out. Grayson Allen going for a long three, and that's an air ball. 24-second violation on Phoenix. It'll be Heat ball. And we see Devin Booker back on the bench, nursing that ankle. And here comes Drew Smith. Kicks it out to Jaime Jaquez. Here comes Jaquez. Jaquez going for the basket, and he gets it. It's now a 4-point game for Miami. Jaime Jaquez right now with 16 points, shooting 7 for 13 from the field. Here comes Colin Gillespie. Gillespie kicks it out. That's a 3 on the way from Phoenix. Rims out. Rebound by Kel'el Ware, and he gives it to Jaquez. Jaquez finding Larson. Miami swinging the ball around. They give it to Kel'el Ware. That's an air ball, and it will be back with the Phoenix Suns. Grayson Allen is back in the game for Phoenix. Devin Booker is also looking to check in. All right, here comes Grayson Allen. Allen kicks it out to Colin Gillespie. Gillespie guarded by Ware. Finds Royce O'Neal. That's a corner 3 for Phoenix, and they get it. So right now it's a 1-point game for the Heat. Ryan Dunn with that 3-pointer. And the ball is knocked loose, and here comes Phoenix. Can they they're looking to retake the lead with this one, and Colin Gillespie gives them that 3-point lead. The 3-pointer, excuse me. I'm getting ahead of myself as Phoenix leads 101-99. Gillespie with a pull-up 3 to bring Phoenix right now 101-99. All right, and here's the fourth quarter follow-up. Devin Booker and Dylan Brooks have combined for 47 points, 11 rebounds, and 8 assists for Phoenix. And the Suns outscoring the Heat 38-21 in the third quarter, which made a big difference thanks to the defense. Both Davion Mitchell and Devin Booker left the game with injuries. However, Devin Booker returned, but Mitchell did not because of a shoulder injury. I also like to point out that the Heat had a 20-point lead by the end of the first half. So right now, things are not looking good for Miami, who are trailing by 2. Jaime Hawkins Jr. coming, missing that basket. Here come the Suns, looking to expand on their lead. Colin Gillespie. Gillespie is surrounded by Heat players, but he gets it back, goes for the corner 3, and he knocks it down. Right now, the Suns are leading by 5 in this one, and the Heat needs to find some offense and fast. Palo Larson right now. Alley-oop to Kel'el Ware. And the Heat trail by 3 in this one. Nice has a play by Larson to find Ware. Here comes Colin Gillespie. Another 3 on the way. Rebound. Rebound by Phoenix. Colin Gillespie going for it again. Nope. Here comes Royce O'Neal. And Royce O'Neal gets the layup. So now the lead goes back up to 5. Alright. Here comes Palo Larson gets fouled. And we got ourselves an argument going on between Phoenix and Miami. Jaime Hawkins Jr. want in on the action, having some words towards Devin Booker. So here it is again. Devin Booker shoving Pelle Larsson and having some words, and then Jaquez trying to get involved as well. I'm pretty sure that was an offensive. That's going to be another technical foul for Phoenix. That's going to be another technical foul. So far, this game has been downright chippy. Alright, so referees will look at what happened. It appears that Booker committed a foul and then shoved Pelle Larsson. Yeah, this could be a technical foul for Devin Booker. Right now, referees are still looking at what happened. I still say it's a technical foul on Devin Booker. Because Booker should not have pushed off on Larsson. I mean, one thing to have the lead, one thing to commit a foul, but it's another to maintain your cool and admitting that you did commit that foul. So the referees made their decision. I'm not sure if it was a technical foul or what's going to happen. Alright, so it's going to be side out for Miami. No technical foul called. Alright, Bam is now in the game for Miami. Gives it to Norman Powell. Here comes Wiggins. Wiggins stepped out of bounds, and that's going to be Phoenix ball. Here comes Colin Gillespie. Finds Mark Williams. Devin Booker now surrounded. Stolen away by Miami. Here comes Pelle Larsson. Larsson gives it to Bam. Bam goes for the three. Rims out. And that's gonna be another foul on Phoenix. Miami now with 12 turnovers to Phoenix's 9. Looks like this one's going to be another foul on Devin Booker. Just pushing Pelle Larsson down to the floor. Alright, so Miami will have it side out. Hawkins has the ball. Hawkins finds Norman Powell. Here comes Norman Powell, flying in, and he gets a layup. Right now, the Heat trail by 3 in this one. Norman Powell with 22 points in this one. Here comes Colin Gillespie. Gillespie kicks it out to Booker. Mark Williams has it, and he gets fouled. Mark Williams got held by Powell. There you see it again. Powell was holding Mark Williams. So Phoenix will have it side out. Alright, Grayson Allen coming in the game for Phoenix. He replaces Colin Gillespie. And there's a steal, and here comes Miami. Bam with a breakaway jam. And right now, Phoenix will call a timeout. That was much needed for Miami. That was a much needed play to get Miami back on track. The Suns will call timeout, but they have a slim 1-point lead over Miami. Bam Adebayo coming up big with that steal and that fast break dunk. So that means Miami still has a chance in this game. But Phoenix is leading right now, 106-105. And we are back. Score is 106-105 in favor of Phoenix. Here comes Grayson Allen for 3. Rims out. Rebound by Andrew Wiggins. Here comes Jaime Jaquez. Gives it to Wiggins. Wiggins being guarded by Mark Williams. And that's going to be another foul on Phoenix. Grayson Allen right now arguing with the referee. Let's see what happened. Grayson Allen was holding and then shoving Bam Adebayo. Grayson Allen right now looks livid. Alright, here comes Jaquez. Gives it to Norman Powell. Powell being guarded by Dylan Brooks. Here comes Norman Powell. Rims out, and it's rebound by Devin Booker. Devin Booker now being guarded by Wiggins. Booker with a step back, and he knocks it down. So it's now a 3-point lead for Phoenix. Devin Booker right now with 24 points in this game. Right, Jaquez gives it to Larson. Back to Wiggins. And there's Bam with the putback. Alright, now it's a 1-point game. Here comes Dylan Brooks. Dylan Brooks. Looks like this one's gonna be a foul on Norman Powell. Here it is again. Devin Booker looks like he shoved off on on Andrew Wiggins. That should have been a foul, but referees didn't see it. But thankfully, Bam was there for the putback for Miami on the other end. All right, here comes Devin Booker. Gives it to Grayson Allen. Royce O'Neal for three. And he knocks it down. So it's now a 4-point lead for Phoenix. All right, Miami passing the ball around. Pella Larson driving in. Give it to Bam. Bam in all kinds of traffic, but he gets fouled. This one's going to be on Mark Williams. All right, Bam will go to the line for 2 free throws. So far, it's been a close game between these two teams. And you wouldn't know from this game that Miami had a 20-point lead before being outscored in the third quarter. Bam missing the first. And Bam makes 1 of 2 from the line. All right, here come the Suns. Devin Booker bringing it up to the floor. Gives it to Grayson Allen. Royce O'Neal looking for another 3. And that one rims out. Rebound by Andrew Wiggins. He gives it to Bam. Here comes Bam. Out to Wiggins. Wiggins for 3. Rims out. Ball's knocked loose by Phoenix, and it will be Heat ball. Mark Williams protesting, saying that Bam touched it last, but no, it was all Mark Williams. It was all Mark Williams. Right? Miami will have it side out. They give it to Bam. Bam finds Hero. Hero double team. Here comes Bam. Bam almost loses the ball. Bam finds Hawkins for 3. And a rebound for Phoenix. Grayson Allen gives it to Devin Booker. Booker being guarded by Larson. Now guarded by Hero. Here comes Grayson Allen flying to the lane. And Grayson Allen will go for the and 1. Grayson Allen now with 21 points, shooting 50% from the field. Right now, this game is starting to get away from Miami. It's a 5-point lead so far, but time is starting to wind down. As Grayson Allen knocks down the and 1, it's a 6-point game. Here comes Hawkins. Finds Bam for the corner 3. And Bam Adebayo knocks down that corner 3. And it's now a 3-point game. I'm sorry, that was a 2. So it's now a 4-point game. All right, here comes Grayson Allen. Finds Devin Booker. Back out to Allen. And Grayson Allen coming up short on that basket. Here comes Hawkins. Finds Hero. Hero gives it to Hawkins. To Bam. Bam finds Hawkins. Hawkins finds Larson. Finds Hero. Hero for 3. That rims out, but Hawkins is there for the rebound. Here goes Hawkins. Hawkins finds Bam for the 3. And Bam Adebayo knocked it down. Bam Adebayo knocks it down, and we have ourselves a 1-point game. Royce O'Neal. Finds Booker. Booker being guarded by Hero. Here comes Booker. Gives it to Mark Williams. And that's a traveling violation on Phoenix, so it'll be Heat ball. All right, right now, Jaime Hawkins Jr. has the ball. Gives it to Bam for the lead. And Bam Bam Adebayo gives Miami the lead. Bam Bam Adebayo, 2 threes. That's all it took. 2 threes to get Miami back in this game. All right, and here comes Dylan Brooks. Being double teamed. Gives it to Royce O'Neal. Out to Booker. Here comes Devin Booker. Devin Booker gives it to Mark Williams, and he gets fouled. Let's look at that 3-pointer from Bam, hitting that from the wing, and you gotta feel great for Bam right now. You gotta feel great for Bam after having a poor performance for those last 3 games. Mark Williams right now at the line. He makes the first. So it's now a 1-point game. And Mark Williams knocked down both free throws. So we're back at 116. Tie game. All right, here comes Hawkins. Hawkins looking to drive in. Kicks it out to Norman Powell. And Powell knocks it down to give Miami the lead. Powell right now with 24 points in this one. Here comes Devin Booker, guarded by Wiggins. Booker for 3. Rims out. But Mark Williams is there for the putback. Here we go. Here we go. This is a wild ride right here. Here comes Hawkins. Hawkins flying through. Finds Norman Powell for 3. Go Norman Powell Ranger! 3 for Miami. And that's gonna prompt a Suns timeout. Go Norman Powell Ranger. That is a corner 3, a much needed 3 to get Miami back into this one. Nice assist from Hawkins. Nice assist from Hawkins. You gotta give Jaime Hawkins Jr. credit for that, for his playmaking abilities. Great. I mean, good court vision, good passes, and getting the players involved. Miami needs more of that. Norman Powell coming through for Miami. Much needed baskets right there. Miami leads 121-118. And of course, I can't forget about Bam Adebayo hitting those 2 threes to get Miami where they need to be right now. Bam must have heard all the criticism about how he was playing in those last 3 games, and he said, "Just you wait and see." But right now, Miami needs to do their part on defense as well as getting another basket. Getting another basket or 2. All right, Phoenix will inbound the ball. And Grayson Allen stepped out of bounds. Grayson Allen stepped out of bounds, so it'll be Heat ball. Miami catching yet another break. Yep. Grayson Allen stepped out of bounds. Grayson Allen stepped right out of bounds. Andrew Wiggins was all in his airspace. Alright, so right now here come the Heat. Hawkins being guarded by Grayson Allen. Here comes Hawkins. Hawkins gets his shot blocked, and here come the Suns again. They give it to Royce O'Neal. Back to Grayson Allen. Grayson Allen, a long three. It's a miss. Rebound by Booker. Another three for Phoenix. And that's going to be another offensive foul. That's going to be another offensive foul on Phoenix. Dillon Brooks does not look happy about that. Yes, that's going to be an offensive foul on Phoenix because Dillon Brooks, even after he made the try to attempt the basket, he swats down Wiggins. So looks like Miami's using their final timeout. Oh wait, this was going to be a referee's challenge. Yet another referee's challenge to see if there was any foul, to see if there was an offensive foul on Phoenix. So far, we're waiting for the official's decision. But the next few Heat games are at home, starting with Boston on Thursday, and a rematch from last week with the defending champion Oklahoma City Thunder coming to town on Saturday. Alright, still no decision from the referees. They're still reviewing what happened. All right, let's hear from the referees. So it looks like it's going to be a technical foul on Dillon Brooks. Andrew Wiggins seems to be very happy about that. So he will go to the free throw line to shoot the technical. And Andrew Wiggins, okay, he's going to shoot 2 technical free throws. He made the first. And he makes both free throws. So now it's a 5-point game for Miami. All right, Miami will have the ball side out. Give it to Tyler Hero. And Tyler Hero will get fouled. This one's going to be on Iguodaro. I'm sorry, Ryan Dunn. My bad. And this one's going to be on Ryan Dunn. And Dylan Brooks. I think Dylan Brooks just got ejected from the game. Yeah, Dylan Brooks just got ejected from the game. So it's going to be 2 free throws for Tyler Hero. All right, Tyler Hero makes the first, and here comes Paolo Larson entering the game for Miami. He replaces Norman Powell. And Tyler Hero makes both free throws. So it's now a 7-point game, and the Suns will call a timeout. So the Phoenix will call its final timeout. Bam Adebayo being the difference maker in this one. Not only coming up with a steal, but also getting the fast break dunk and those 2 3-pointers. Bam Adebayo is reasserting himself right now and knocking down those corner threes and that one from the wing. That definitely helped Miami. Bam took those criticisms to heart and he went off. In his last 7 games, he had made only 11 points per game. Right now, he's made 27, going 11 for 15 from the field, 4 for 6 from 3-point land with 9 rebounds and 4 assists. Bam Adebayo has rebounded in a big way in this game. All right, here we go. Phoenix will inbound the ball. They give it to Grayson Allen. Grayson Allen knocks down that 3. I'm not sure what's going on right now. Was Grayson Allen fouled? But Miami will call a timeout. Now Miami go ahead and use one of its timeouts, and we will be right back. Score is 125-121. All right, and we are back. Score is 125 to 121. Miami inbounds the ball, and there's another foul on Phoenix's Ryan Dunn. That will send Wiggins to the line for 2 free throws. Wiggins makes the first. And here comes Pelle Larsson again, entering the game for Miami. He replaces Norman Powell. And Wiggins makes both free throws. So it's now a 6-point game. And that will do it. The Miami Heat end their 3-game losing streak on a high note, as the Heat come away with a big win, 127 to 121. What a fun and wild game. Woo! Man, I tell you, that one was wild. When I tell you it was wild, it was wild. Miami started the game off with a 20-point lead, but then the Phoenix Suns started to come back into this one. But it was the third quarter where things got very interesting and very crazy, as Phoenix outscored Miami 38 to 21, led by Dillon Brooks and Devin Booker. But then the fourth quarter told the real story, told the actual story. Phoenix and Miami were going back and forth until the Suns got ahead. That was until Bam Adebayo said, you know what, I've heard a lot of this criticism from everybody saying that I can't hold my own on offense. I'm not much of a shooter. I'm not much of a scorer. I averaged 11 points in those last 7 games. No, let me get back to who I was. And that's what Bam did. From putbacks to fast break dunks, and even hitting a pair of threes to put Miami back in the game, Bam Adebayo definitely came through for Miami. And the Heat needed a much-needed win. So this is a big win for Miami, even though right now they're currently 8th in the Eastern Conference, which means they're still in play-in territory. But right now, this is something that the Heat can hang their hat on right now. But they're gonna need to improve and work more on their offense and defense. The Miami Heat definitely came out with something to prove, and returning back to the home floor was more than needed after an abysmal road trip. All right. For the Miami Heat, Bam Adebayo led the way in big fashion with 29 points, 9 rebounds, and 4 assists. Norman Powell with 27 points, 5 rebounds, and 3 assists. Tyler Hero with 23 points, 2 rebounds, and 3 assists. Jaime Jaquez Jr. came off the bench with 16 points, 4 rebounds, and 8 assists. And Kel'el Ware with 10 points, 5 rebounds, and 1 assist. And for the Phoenix Suns, Dillon Brooks had 25 points and 4 rebounds. Devin Booker with a near triple-double of 24 points, 9 rebounds, and 9 assists. Colin Gillespie with 13 points, 5 rebounds, and 1 assist. Grayson Allen coming off the bench with 25 points, 4 rebounds, and 1 assist. And Mark Williams with a double-double of 18 points and 14 rebounds. A much-needed big win for Miami after that 3-game skid they had, and a road trip that did not help them at all. Granted, the postponed game from Chicago was kind of like a blessing in disguise for them. So right now, Miami needs to refocus because Thursday night they have the Boston Celtics coming to town. That game starts Thursday at 7:30 p.m. and you can watch that on FanDuel Sports Network Sun and NBA League Pass. Again, sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. Yep. The Heat and Celtics will meet on the Heat's court Thursday at 7:30 p.m. and you can catch that live on NBA League Pass and FanDuel Sports Network Sun. I'd like to thank each and every one of you for tuning in or just lurking, or you just wanted to see the scoreboard and sometimes the play-by-play. I really appreciate that you guys come through and watch the game along with me, as well as watch the scoreboard. I want to say thank you to each and every one of you. Take care of each other, love one another, be kind to one another, be upfront and understanding with each other, and never be afraid to spill out your feelings or admit what's going on with your personal life and your inner self, because we all need to take care of each other, and you never know when that day comes. I'm Deron Butler, reminding you to always run through the paint. Take care, God bless, love each other, love one another, and I will see you all on Thursday. And as always, go Heat.